Let's get right into it. Number 10. The full body wake-up call. You're just drifting off to sleep. The world is melting away into a warm, comfortable nothingness. You're floating in that perfect space between consciousness and dreams, maybe imagining you're a gently browning marshmallow or a cloud made of flannel. And then, without any warning, your entire body executes a violent, full-force convulsion. Your leg kicks the wall, your arms flail like you're trying to ward off a ghost, and you gasp, suddenly wide awake, your heart pounding like a drum solo. This, my friends, is the hypnic jerk. It's your body's emergency eject button, pressed for no discernible reason. For a moment, you were a passenger on a peaceful flight to dreamland, and the next, your brainstem decided to pull the parachute cord. Science has a few theories, none of which are particularly comforting. The most popular one is an evolutionary holdover. The idea is that as your primate ancestors fell asleep in trees, their muscles would relax. Their paranoid little monkey brains would misinterpret this relaxation as, "Oh God, we're falling out of the tree to our doom," and trigger a massive muscle contraction to catch themselves. So, that violent twitch that nearly sent your cat flying off the bed? That was just your ancient tree-dwelling lizard brain screaming that you're about to become a stain on the forest floor. Another theory suggests it's a simple turf war in your nervous system. As you fall asleep, the part of your brain that controls sleep is trying to take the wheel from the part that controls wakefulness. Sometimes, the wakefulness center throws one last desperate firework into your spinal cord, causing a system-wide spasm. Basically, your body is having a toddler's tantrum about bedtime. Whatever the reason, it's a stark reminder that the process of shutting down for the night is less of a gentle power down and more of a controlled crash landing. Number 9. The contagious yawn. Go on, just think about it for a second. A big, deep, satisfying yawn. The kind that stretches your jaw until it clicks and makes your eyes water. Feeling it yet? There's a decent chance you are because you've just been exposed to one of the most mysterious and potent social viruses on the planet. The contagious yawn. And no, it has nothing to do with needing more oxygen. That theory has been thoroughly debunked for years, yet it persists like a zombie, because the truth is so much weirder. We don't really know why seeing, hearing, or even reading about a yawn makes you want to do it too. The leading hypothesis is that it's a primitive form of empathy, a subconscious social bonding mechanism. It's handled by your mirror neuron system, the same monkey see, monkey do part of your brain that makes you wince when you see someone get a paper cut. When you see someone yawn, your brain essentially says, "Ah, a fellow creature is signaling a change in state, perhaps from alert to tired, or from bored to even more bored. I shall mirror this signal to show that I am part of the tribe and understand their plight." What's truly bizarre is who you catch it from. Studies have shown you're far more likely to catch a yawn from a close friend or family member than from a stranger. Dogs even catch yawns from their owners. It's a measure of your unconscious social connection. So the next time you're in a deadly dull business meeting and a yawn rips through the room like a wave, it's not just a sign of mass sleep deprivation. It's a silent, collective, and deeply empathetic scream into the void. It's your brain's weird, unconscious way of saying, "I see that you are tired and bored, and I too am tired and bored." It's the most passive-aggressive form of empathy in existence. Number 8. The hiccup glitch. Ah, the hiccup. The tiny, repetitive, utterly pointless spasm that can turn a respected adult into a squeaking toy. It's a biological glitch, a pop-up ad from your diaphragm that you can't close. You're trying to deliver a heartfelt eulogy and suddenly, hic, you sound like a cartoon frog. The actual mechanism is a sudden, involuntary contraction of your diaphragm, the big muscle under your lungs, followed by the snap shut of your vocal cords, which creates that iconic sound. But why? What possible purpose does this serve? The answer, according to one of the most compelling and hilarious theories, is that it serves no purpose for you. It's a ghost in your machine, a piece of leftover code from when our ancestors were, well, fish and amphibians. This theory, called the phylogenetic remnant hypothesis, suggests that the neural pathways that create a hiccup are the same ones that allow amphibians like frogs and salamanders to breathe by pumping water across their gills. They close their glottis, the opening to their lungs, to stop water from getting in, while the diaphragm-like muscles contract to pull water into their mouth. So, when you get the hiccups after eating too fast or drinking a carbonated beverage, you're not just being annoying. You are, for a brief, glorious moment, tapping into the ancient motor pattern of a tadpole. Your body's sophisticated respiratory system is momentarily running on amphibian software from 370 million years ago. Every single hiccup is a tiny echo of an ancestor gulping for air in a primordial swamp. All those folk remedies, drinking water upside down, holding your breath, getting scared, they're all just desperate attempts to reboot a system that has temporarily reverted to its factory frog settings. Number 7. The solar sneeze. Imagine stepping out into a bright, sunny day. You take a deep breath of fresh air, feel the warmth on your skin, and are immediately seized by a violent, uncontrollable urge to sneeze. Not just one, but a rapid-fire volley of 2 or 3 sneezes that leaves you momentarily disoriented. If this sounds familiar, congratulations. You're part of an exclusive club of people with the photic sneeze reflex. Or, to use its much cooler, scientifically accurate acronym, Autosomal Dominant Compelling Helio-Ophthalmic Outburst Syndrome. Yes, that spells a chew. You can't make this stuff up. This isn't an allergy to the sun. It's a baffling case of crossed wires in your head. The trigeminal nerve is a massive cranial nerve responsible for all sorts of sensations in your face, including the irritation in your nose that triggers a normal sneeze. Right next to it is the optic nerve, which carries visual information from your eyes to your brain. The theory is that in photic sneezers, these 2 major data cables are running a little too close together without proper insulation. So when you step into bright light, the optic nerve sends a massive "wow, it's bright" signal to your brain. But because of the faulty wiring, some of that electrical signal leaks over to the trigeminal nerve, which gets confused and interprets it as "wow, there's a giant pepper shaker in my nose." It then does the only thing it knows how to do in that situation: initiate the sneeze protocol. It's a pure neurological mix-up, like your brain's switchboard operator accidentally patching a call about the weather through to the emergency services. It's totally harmless, but it does mean that for about 1 in 4 people, looking at the sun is basically like snorting a line of black pepper. Number 6. Useless little bumps. It's a chilly evening. A sudden breeze cuts through your jacket. You're watching the terrifying part of a horror movie, or listening to a particularly epic piece of music, and suddenly it happens. A strange, tingling sensation washes over your skin, and the hairs on your arms and neck stand on end, creating a weird, pebbled texture. Goosebumps, or to be fancy, piloerection. It's a reflex so common we barely think about it, but when you do, it's completely absurd. Each of those little bumps is caused by a minuscule muscle, the erector pili, contracting and pulling a hair follicle upright. This is another one of those evolutionary relics, a feature that was incredibly useful for our distant, much hairier ancestors. For a furry creature, fluffing up its coat does 2 things. First, it traps a layer of air close to the skin, creating insulation and keeping the animal warmer. Second, it makes the animal look bigger and more intimidating to a potential predator. A fluffed-up cat is a classic example of this "I'm big and scary, don't mess with me" signal. But for us, modern, relatively hairless apes in hoodies, it does absolutely nothing. Our fine body hair standing on end provides 0 extra insulation. It makes us look 0% more intimidating. A predator would not be fooled. So why does it still happen? Because the wiring is still there. Your primitive brain still receives the cold or fear signal and dutifully fires up the piloerection system, completely oblivious to the fact that you no longer have the fur coat required to make it useful. It's your body trying to perform an ancient defensive maneuver with equipment that was sold for scrap millennia ago. It's the biological equivalent of trying to scare off a burglar by making rooster noises. Number 5. The phantom buzz. You're sitting at your desk deep in concentration. Suddenly, you feel it. A distinct buzzing vibration in your pocket. A text message, a call. You pull out your phone and nothing. The screen is dark. There are no new notifications. You just experienced phantom vibration syndrome, a thoroughly modern reflex that didn't exist 25 years ago. It's a neurological ghost created entirely by technology. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. It's constantly scanning for signals from the environment, and it's especially good at noticing things that are important to you, like your name being called in a crowded room, or the cry of a baby. In the modern world, the buzz of your phone has become one of those high-priority signals. It means a friend is reaching out, a work email has arrived, or someone liked your photo of a particularly handsome sandwich. So your brain puts a special filter in place, hyper-attuned to that specific frequency of vibration against your leg. The problem is, this filter can be a little too sensitive. It starts misinterpreting other similar sensations as a phone buzz. The rustle of your clothing, a slight muscle twitch, the rumbling of a passing truck. Your brain, eager to find the pattern, jumps the gun and screams, "That's it! That's the buzz!" It's a sensory hallucination, a false positive generated by a nervous system that has been trained like a Pavlovian dog to respond to technology. It's not a sign you're going crazy. It's a sign that your brain has become so intertwined with your digital life that it has started inventing signals just so it doesn't miss a single one. Your brain basically has a bad case of FOMO, fear of missing out, and it's manifesting as a technological poltergeist in your pants. Number 4. The side stitch sabotage. Anyone who's ever tried to run for more than 30 seconds knows the feeling. You're hitting a good pace, your lungs are working, and then a sharp, stabbing pain erupts in your side, right under your rib cage. The dreaded side stitch. It's like a tiny invisible gremlin is inside you, jabbing you with a hot poker until you stop moving. It's a universal experience for athletes and casual joggers alike. And the most frustrating part is that science doesn't have a single definitive answer for what it is. There are, of course, a bunch of competing theories. One popular idea is that it's a cramp in your diaphragm. As you run, you breathe more heavily, and your abdominal organs jounce up and down, putting stress on the muscle until it spasms in protest. It's basically your diaphragm telling your liver and stomach to stop using it as a trampoline. Another theory points to the parietal peritoneum, a membrane that lines your abdominal cavity. The idea is that the friction and sloshing of your organs irritates this sensitive lining, causing localized pain. The fact that it's often made worse by sugary drinks suggests it could be related to fluid shifts and bloating in your gut. But these are all just educated guesses. No one has been able to reliably induce a side stitch in a lab to study it. It remains a mysterious and infuriatingly effective form of self-sabotage. Your body, for reasons it refuses to fully disclose, simply decides you have run far enough for one day and deploys a debilitating pain signal to make you stop. It's the body's own personal and highly effective kill switch. Number 3. The hidden superpower. This one is different. It's not an annoyance or a glitch. It's a full-blown, built-in superpower you probably didn't even know you had. It's called the mammalian diving reflex, and it's a cascade of physiological changes that happen automatically when your face is submerged in cold water. You don't have to think about it. Your body just does it. The second cold water hits your nostrils and cheeks. A signal is sent to your brainstem that kicks off an incredible chain of events. First, your heart rate plummets. This is called bradycardia. An elite freediver can drop their heart rate to as low as 10 beats per minute, slower than someone in a coma. This drastically reduces the body's need for oxygen. At the same time, your body initiates peripheral vasoconstriction, which is a fancy way of saying it starts squeezing blood vessels in your limbs, redirecting oxygen-rich blood away from your fingers and toes and towards your most critical organs, the heart and the brain. Essentially, your body turns into a highly efficient submarine. It seals the non-essential hatches, your limbs, and redirects all power and life support to the command center, your brain and heart. This reflex is why people have been known to survive for surprisingly long periods trapped under ice in freezing water. It's strongest in infants and aquatic mammals like seals and dolphins, but every single human has it. It's a profound ancient survival circuit, hardwired into your nervous system, left over from an evolutionary past we can barely imagine. So next time you splash cold water on your face to wake yourself up, remember you're not just getting wet. You're activating a dormant primordial superpower. Number 2, the emotional leak. Think about how bizarre this is. When you experience a powerful emotion, overwhelming sadness, profound joy, extreme relief, your body's response is to leak salted water from your eyes. Why? Of all the things your body could do to express an internal state, why did it land on facial leakage? A dog might wag its tail, a cat might purr, but humans, we cry. This isn't the same as the tears you get from chopping an onion or getting dust in your eye. Those are called irritant tears, and they're basically just eye-cleaning fluid. Emotional tears are different. They have a different chemical composition, containing more protein and stress hormones like prolactin. The leading theory is that crying serves two main purposes, physiological and social. Physiologically, it might be your body's way of purging stress-related chemicals and releasing natural painkillers like endorphins, which is why you often feel a sense of catharsis or relief after a good cry. It's like a pressure release valve for your soul. Socially, however, it's even more fascinating. Crying is a powerful, nonverbal signal to other humans. It's an unambiguous display of vulnerability. It says, I am in a state of distress, my defenses are down, and I need help or comfort. It's a tool that fosters social bonding and elicits empathy from those around you. In a primitive tribe, a crying member would signal to the group that something is wrong, prompting a supportive response. So when you cry during a sad movie, you're not just reacting to the film. You're engaging in a deeply programmed biological behavior designed to connect you with other people by literally showing them your pain. It's your body's way of hoisting a biological surrender flag, hoping someone in your tribe will come over and give you a hug. Number 1. The circulatory snitch. You're in a meeting and your boss asks you a question you don't know the answer to. You're talking to someone you have a crush on, and you accidentally say something incredibly stupid. You're caught in a harmless white lie, and then you feel it. A creeping, prickling warmth spreading across your cheeks and neck. Your face is turning a bright, unmistakable shade of red. You are blushing and your body has just completely and utterly betrayed you. Blushing is perhaps the most uniquely human and socially crippling reflex we have. It's a totally involuntary response from your sympathetic nervous system, the same system that controls your fight or flight response. When you feel social emotions like embarrassment, shame, or self-consciousness, your brain sends a signal to release adrenaline. This adrenaline causes the tiny blood vessels in your face, the capillaries, to dilate or widen. This sudden rush of blood close to the surface of the skin is what creates the visible flush. But why? What possible evolutionary advantage could there be to a reflex that loudly broadcasts your inner turmoil to the entire world? One theory is that it's an appeasement signal. By visibly showing your embarrassment or shame, you are non-verbally communicating to the social group that you recognize you've made a mistake or violated a social norm. You're saying, "I know I messed up, I feel bad about it, please don't kick me out of the tribe." It's a form of involuntary honest apology that's impossible to fake. It forces a kind of social transparency. You can lie with your words, but you can't lie with a blush. It's your body's own built-in lie detector, and it's pointed directly at you, with the results displayed for everyone to see. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.